Ladies and gentlemen, today is a good day. We got enough coffee to fuel an entire sports team in my system, and we have the Holy Stone HS360 brushless foldable drone with GPS right in front of us right here. If you are not familiar with this channel, I've reviewed many Holy Stone drones, so check out the channel. Look for those links right below the video. After the video is finished, you guys can read more about it, pick one up yourself after the video is complete. It's in the description box right below the video. Click on see more. You'll see that link. This has a 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi transmission, GPS return to home, a 2-axis stabilized gimbal. Right off the bat, we have our signature Holy Stone carrying case, which actually is very nice. Nylon gray, handle on the top, zipper all the way around, opens up, and we have our drone right here. Again, foldable, so front ones go out first, or I should say top ones go out first, bottom ones come out very small in comparison to my hand here. Folded up larger than my palm, but very small nonetheless. Again, a 2-axis gimbal. We need to go ahead and peel off that plastic portion over the camera lens before we do fly it for the first time. On the bottom here, we pull out our battery pack, and that clicks into place when you're ready to rip. We have our landing pads here, and here. And those once again are brushless motors and very well designed, definitely after the color scheme and look of the higher end DJI. Opening this little package up is your second battery, which is very nice. They give you 2 batteries. We have our remote control right here. Antennas fold up and out. And if you're wondering, well, where's the holder for the cell phone? Right underneath the battery pack, which we're going to get to that, but I'm pretty sure that's 4 AA batteries. Underneath it, you pull this out and your cell phone can fit right in there, and that's perfect for FPV. This will give you a size option here, and it looks like I'd have to take my case off of this. This is a Samsung S20 Plus with a case, a very large phone, so it looks like it can almost fit in there. Let me just double check with you, making sure we'd be able to even use. Yep, okay. So forgive my busted screen, that's why you see this little dark spot right over here. Broke that a while ago. So without the case, my Samsung S20 Plus can fit in there with a little bit of snug room. If you had a thinner case, I mean, this is a pretty thin case, but anyway, unfortunately, the case can't fit in there with the Samsung 20 Plus. So that's where that goes. Lock that back into place. Controllers, power button, return to home, a couple buttons down here, automatic takeoff. This one would be your speed, and this one would be your camera button up there on top. Of course, your joystick's there. There is a little screw that you need to unscrew, lift off the cover, put your batteries in. And that small screwdriver should be in this little packet right here, including an extra pair of props that Holy Stone always provides. Let's slip that out of the way for a second. All right, be careful. They do give you some extra screws in here that are loose, so be careful of that. They give you a USB to USB Type-C charging port. They give you 8 extra props and 8 small screws with the screwdriver right here. And correction, 4 AAA batteries in the back right here. This drone has point of interest, follow me in waypoint mode, beginner mode, which you'll need to toggle off in order to get full spec range out of this. Low voltage, once again, return to home, GPS, and you can download the app HS Fly for free, so you can take full advantage. And that's perfect for FPV. Now here's some juicy details for you of the drone. The weight is only 9.74 ounces. Max flight time is 23 minutes per battery. Each drone battery is 2000 milliamp, 7.6 volt. It's a LiPo battery at 15.2 WH. Charging time per battery is about 6 hours from dead to fully charged. The gimbal, once again, is 2-axis tilt and roll. And the angle of the camera, you can adjust it -80 to 0. The camera, once again, is 5 gigahertz. The photo resolution is 25 by 60 by 1440 or 3840 by 21. And the video resolution is 2560 by 1440p stored on a micro SD card or 1920 by 1080p stored on your mobile phone. So you can use this with a micro SD card or save it all to your phone using the app. But the resolution will differ from your phone to a micro SD card. So once again, look in the description box below for that SD card as well. The transmission distance is going to be 984 through 1640 feet, outdoor unobstructed. The lens FOV is 118 degrees and the live view is 30 frames per second. Photo formats are JPEG and video format is AVI or MP4. Now this drone only supports a 128 gigabyte micro SD card, so don't buy anything more than a 128. It inserts right here on the left side if the camera is facing that direction there. as you can see. Now, once again, those video resolutions and photo resolutions will differ from saving it on your mobile phone to saving it on your micro SD card. It's a little higher quality when saved to the SD card. Transmitter is 2.4 gigahertz, and the flight distance is 2,624 through 2,952 outdoor unobstructed. So once again, the camera is 984 through 1,640 feet, but the drone can fly 2,624 to 2,952. So your camera will cut out, so make sure that you know where your drone is, because your FPV will go out before the drone. So the drone can go further as long as you know where it is in a line of sight and you can see that far. The drone will fly farther. Okay, we need to charge up these batteries, and then we need to show you some awesome features. Now, it is a pretty windy day here, out here on the ranch. As you can see, the trees. The drone is bobbing and weaving a little bit, but it's trying to hold its position, which it actually is doing right now. But if a big gust of wind comes, it will actually lower. So definitely be careful, especially on a windy day. As you can see, I'm not touching the controllers at all, but it's going up and down about maybe 3 feet or so, ballpark, as Bria is going, what in the world is that? So we're gonna do a little bit of flying, but wait till the definitely the wind calms down a little bit before we do give it a rip. But this will be a good observation of what it could possibly do on a windy day. Connecting to Wi-Fi, you just go into your Wi-Fi settings, and now I have on my cell phone here, and your settings and touch control. I think I'm gonna have to take it off beginner mode before I do fly it. Now here's what the video looked like when it was flying and trying to hover in the wind. Now this was extremely windy, and so it did shake around a little bit. You'll see that just a little bit, but I think the gimbal does a pretty good job. But again, see how it lowered like that? That was on its own. Okay, a little tricky, but I did a one-handed catch, and I just brought it down. I've carefully grabbed that right here. Again, be very careful. And then when you're holding it with your other hand, it's a little tricky, but you kind of have to toggle both inward to stop the engines. Not my recommendation, but on a windier day, it's a little bit easier to do that. I'm gonna wait for the wind to calm down a little bit. It is flying, but it's just not to the full potential, so I'm gonna wait for the wind to come down. Something I did notice, and I'll be doing some more testing, is my camera button up here wasn't triggering video mode. You can flip the video mode, so you make sure that you're connected to the drone's Wi-Fi. You hit controls, it opens it up right here. Ready to fly, it says right on top there. Now we're looking at FPV, as you can see right here, FPV. And forgive my dirty kitchen, I'm doing a full remodel. Here you have some takeoff features here. In settings top right, toggle off beginner mode right here, and slide these bars for max distance. You'll hit save. You can do track right here, and your images and photo quality right here. So photo quality, I'm at 2K. Again, higher resolution if you have your memory card in there. I do not, but it's being saved to my phone. You can switch over units, metric system, etc. Parameters right there, we've already seen. This right here is where you switch over from camera mode to record mode. But again, let's just see if we can do it right now. Let's take the controller. It didn't do it when it was flying. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the camera button here. Okay, that actually took a photo. Picture receiving. Okay, so here, let's do it. Let's click that over to record. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's recording with that button, unfortunately. But here's your high and low. There's low and high. You got your battery indicator lights right here, etc. So it looks like that button is only used for recording. So if you want to record, toggle that over to the red button and then hit record right there. It'll prompt, the timer will go off right there. And then if you look in my gallery, it will save the photos and the video right here. There's video, there's photos, and here is a 15-second clip, 17-second clip of when I was flying it right there. As you can see, still did a really good job with that gimbal, even on a windy day, as it kind of, see how it pulls the drone down like that? So definitely be careful. I was flying straight, but there was my tractor shed. So on a windy day, it could go right into something. So do be careful because it is a smaller drone on windy days. We're gonna let that die down. We're gonna get some cooler shots. We're gonna test out some distances. Stay tuned. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I actually just went to the restroom and grabbed my other camera, and it's just hovering beautifully now that the wind has died down. Excellent job when the wind is not present. Okay, now I wanna talk about the video quality as it's heading up into the air very slowly. We're getting some nice shots here. And of course, obviously the sun is not present, so that does help out a lot. You can see a little bit more greener greens. Now, just in a second here, we'll drift over to the property next door, which happens to be my folks' ranch next door to the left. And we'll see my dad on his tractor, but I'm just kind of playing around with the scroll wheel. There he is right there. Now, as you can see, it's a little grainy, actually not a little grainy, it's pretty grainy. And I'm wondering if that is because it was saved directly to my mobile phone instead of an SD card. But unfortunately, I do not have an extra micro SD card to test if that's going to be full footage and full quality saved directly to that card instead of being transmitted back to my phone. But it gets the job done, but not the quality that I would anticipate doing high-end cinematography work, obviously. But for recreational use and just playing around with it, it gets the job done. Actually, this is not a fake button. It's just not very scrollable. It just has kind of a very slight little touch to it. And what that does is it tilts it down, as you can see here, and you can get pretty aggressive with that. And again, it doesn't scroll very much at all. It just almost like clicks into place. But I think what that does is gives you a lot smoother of a transition, in my opinion, than a manual fast wheel. Again, look at how barely it goes right there, and it scrolls really nicely. My chicken coop there coming down. I like it. It's looking real good. You can't even see it, but it's way up there. And we got a nice little first-person view right here. Now, I did notice it crackled a little bit as I went over to the ranch next door, which is actually my parents' ranch. And the transmission on here kind of crackled a little bit, and it wasn't that too far away. So maybe it's trying to send it back, but it clears up. But as you're going, it kind of crackled as you get several hundred feet that way. See how it's crackling just a little bit there as it fixes on the transmission, and it's a little bit harder to see on camera, but not quite HD right there until it kind of gets a nice transmission going. You can still see it, but sometimes you get a little bit of crack. But I think it's a good price point, especially if you're trying to get into the real estate game and you're trying to take aerial photography. And it's actually returning to home right now, all by itself as it goes over my tractor barn there. But again, good for real estate. Now here's your kind of your warning right here. And I had it on fast mode the whole entire time here. And for some reason, I don't know why it returned to home so quickly. The battery seemed like it was sucking down a little bit heavy there. Got to figure out how to turn off this little alarm here. But I'm going to go ahead and juice up the next battery and we'll try out some other features. I do have to mention it. One of the cons that I find on my phone is some of the controls are tucked just a little bit too much underneath this cell phone adapter right here. Now, if you had a case on there, which would lower it a little bit, I'm actually using a different phone than my S20 Plus. So a case would lower that just a little bit, but sometimes it's kind of hard to reach that like settings button, especially if you're trying to flip through those settings while it is flying. What's nice though is that most of your settings are going to be right over here in the left-hand corner. You can do all your different settings right there. We're going to check out follow me mode here. And you have that long green line is your battery indicator right there. Your GPS is locked in and it says ready to fly. The instruction manual tells you how to start the motors and then you press the auto takeoff. So with follow me mode, it's just following the controller and then putting it in frame somewhat. I'm over here to the left, but let's see what happens when I walk out of frame here. It should correct itself as it is right here. And you could probably try to calibrate that a little bit better. I'd rather myself be in full frame, but let's go ahead and continue on. and see what we can do here. But I guess that would be a little bit better for if you're mountain biking and want to see the trail in front of you as we're cruising this way. And the drone is right behind me, right here. So if you do go out of frame for a second, it'll catch back up with you here. This second battery seems to be lasting a lot longer. I don't know if I was just messing around with it. The battery time seems to be pretty good. I'm a little bit lower than halfway, and I've been out here on fast mode really whipping it around. Well, folks, my overall synopsis of the drone is it is a great price point if you want to get into the drone market and take some nice hobbyist type of video or photo quality. Save to an SD card would probably be better if you're wanting to get an entry-level drone for real estate as well, for just some nice aerial photography, snapping a few shots. That's what the realtor did for the land out front of me over here. It was bare land, and he posted those photos on Zillow. I do like how it's small, convenient. Pack that bad boy up in a small case, throw it in your backpack, take it on your adventures with you. Some cool features for the price point. And once again, in the description box below of the video is going to be the link for this exact same drone right below the video. You're going to see more. Click on see more. That will drop down the description box of the video. You'll see that link, and then below the link for the drone will be a link for a 128 gigabyte micro SD card as well. You guys can read more about it, pick one up yourself. But just like all my videos, please don't go into debt for anything that I do make a video about. But if you do have the cash and it does intrigue you, go ahead and purchase on away. If you wouldn't mind, hit a thumbs up button on the way out. Helps the channel in the YouTube algorithm. Also subscribe if you like tech videos like this, as well as DIY remodel house videos, as well as van life builds. We're going to be doing it all on this channel, so make sure you are subscribed. We will see you on the next video. Take care for now. Again, your links are below. Bye-bye. Don't let the party stop, guys. Hit one of these videos, continue to watch, and we'll see you soon.